Hi Rick, thanks for the questions. So, off the cuff, what works for you? What helps you keep moving forward in following Jesus? I've got to say, in recent years, probably a combination of real soul friends who have journeyed with me and know the depths of my heart, and a spiritual director as well. I think as a sort of balding middle-aged bloke, having the guts to have a religion that isn't so concerned with the externals but does the inner journey into the inner life and really sort of checks out my character. That's been what has helped me moving forward. Obviously being involved in spiritual disciplines have been the greatest help to me in that process, finding things that really genuinely bring about transformation over a period of time. So it's making that whole journey from trying to training. And now I see my life in Jesus as training for life with God, rather than just, you know, a whole series of sin, failure, confess cycle and getting caught up in all that kind of thing. So that's what I'd say about that. Question 2, when you're discipling someone else, what signs do you look for that indicate progress? What are the key qualities of disciples of Jesus? I suppose that's the sort of spiritual answer, but actually the really truthful answer, I suppose, for that is character is the indication of whether someone is, you know, following Jesus. Are you becoming more like Jesus? You know, is there more love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, etc.? That is a fairly good judge of whether someone's growing in Jesus and whether they're progressing, learning to be like Jesus. I mean, one of the things I think I just focused for, I guess, all of last year on Colossians 3:12, which was that passage that says, as God's children, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, gentleness, humility, patience. Probably got the order wrong there, but you know, they're the top 5. Now as a bloke, I want blokey things. I want my character to be adventurous, exciting, dynamic. I wouldn't choose those 5 qualities particularly, but those are the qualities to chase after. Those are the qualities of genuinely Jesus-like people. And I think, you know, looking back, I've probably been a fathead most of my, well, I still am a fathead, I suppose, but I think Jesus and I are finally starting to work on that together. So that's good, I think. Question 3, in our current context, what makes discipleship so hard? What special obstacles and challenges do you see? That's a good question. I think our instant culture makes discipleship quite difficult, because I think that inevitably we want everything instantly. We want it now. And transformation really takes time. Changing takes time. And I'm a very naturally impatient person. So how do you train for patience? So one of the spiritual disciplines we do, which I stole off John Ortberg, but you know, when you go to the supermarket, find the longest queue and then let someone else in front of you and pray for the person on the checkout who's serving you. And the effect of that just halts you in your daily routine. And you start to think, no, life is more than just running from activity to activity. All of life is spiritual. All of life is an opportunity to be with Jesus. I remember Richard Rohr saying that God comes to you disguised as your life. And I think, you know, we often think, no, life is such a distraction from being with God. I'll be with God when I've just done the cooking or when I've taken the kids to school. And actually that's such wrong thinking. I sort of now realise that actually it is in doing the cooking, in doing the shopping, in filling up the car with petrol, in doing all those tasks, that's precisely the point at which we can be with God now. And I should also say that I think one of the greatest obstacles and challenges is probably the crazy pace of life we're all trying to live at. And I think the only antidote to that is silence and solitude. Now, I'm a raving extrovert, and I really don't do silence and solitude, or at least I didn't think I did. But actually there is a way that extroverts need silence and solitude. And I can say more about that another time, but we'll run out of time. But everyone, whoever you are, whatever your personality type, you need to seek out time with God alone. Silence and solitude, I think, are probably one of the most essential disciplines we need at this time. Question 4, in your ministry, what do you do to develop disciples? What methods are most effective? I think the greatest thing that I've seen is starting spiritual formation groups using this book, quick plug, but also using James Bryan Smith's books, The Good and Beautiful God. They're excellent as well. And I think that actually doing training with people, so a spiritual formation group, really simple. You meet up one week, you set an exercise in one of the disciplines, you set something that you're going after. How do we bless our enemies? How do we learn not to gossip? How do we learn not to say anything negative about anyone? Whatever the issue happens to be. And then you do that over the following week, and then you review it the next week, and then you set another exercise. I mean, that simple format with people you can be really honest with, that seems to be making a fantastic impact on our lives. And I should say that I think in terms of evangelism, I am absolutely convinced that the way forward for evangelism isn't more courses like Alpha, though Alpha's brilliant if you're asking who Jesus is, but it's actually to give people an experience of God. And actually, you actually do that as you engage in these spiritual disciplines, as you engage, in fact, in silence and solitude. Great question. I don't think it's just Christians that should do that. I think we should invite anyone to come on retreat and meet with God in that way. So there we go. I hope that's helpful. Cheers. Look forward to seeing you soon, Rick. Bye.